All right, so Linda Kaiser,
Yeah.
who is legend around here. I unfortunately never got to meet her, but she was there in spirit.
She was, and I realized this like just 3 days before the race, because we had committed, went out for beers, talked about it, had in the back of my mind, maybe I'll give it a shot. This is a Wednesday before the swim. Next day, Lori Foster reaches out to me, and she swam channels with Linda Kaiser. And she reached out to me, email, said, hey, can I talk with you? It was something totally not swimming related, and it's very random. Our paths really rarely cross. And I replied back, and I'm like, yes, let's talk. I really want to talk to you as well. And she says, what, are you swimming a channel? And I said, yes, Saturday. So we started talking, and she gave me a lot of good information.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It was great, and she had some really good advice. She's the one who said, you have to bring something fun to eat, because you will get sick of goose, you'll get sick of everything. And there was a few other things, but just that feeling that she was giving me information and our paths crossed, that was
and it was probably a lot of information she had learned or heard along the way from Linda.
So that was Thursday, and then Friday we did our Friday morning Kailua swim from boat ramp. So we finished a swim. Up swims Ryan Leong, and I think it was Hudson. They're channel swimmers. They had just done Kaiwi in 2017. Someone says to him, oh, Deb's doing the channel swim. And he stops. We talked, and he was in the middle of his swim. He sat and gave me incredible information. We stood in the water for an hour just talking and prepping, and he told me some very interesting things. I mean, really, really helpful things that I thought about a lot. And he really stressed, be in the moment, enjoy the swim. You're going to see the moon, being a full moon. You're going to see the moon, the sunset. You're going to see the moon rise. You're going to see the moon move across the sky. Just like watch it. And so when this was happening, I was like, wow, I mean, I sleep at 9. It's like, how often are you going to be able to watch the moon
rise?
Go
and
across
a blue full moon at that,
How often are you going to be able to see that? So as that was happening during the night, I was telling myself, like, oh, this is what Ryan was saying, like, enjoy this moment.
So he's not thinking about the finish during his swims. He's just enjoying what's around him.
I think he just loves ocean swimming and the adventure of it. And so it was really neat to kind of keep that in mind. I mean, I would have seen the moon crossing over, but it was really nice saying like, watch, watch for that. Just totally enjoy your swim. And he gave me a lot of other really good information. Like, he asked us, he asked me, he said, what is your feeding interval? I said, oh, it's every 30 minutes. So he said, okay, your whole swim is going to be 30 minutes at a time. He goes, you're going to have bad 30 minutes. And just because you have a bad 30 minutes, it doesn't mean that your next 30 minutes is going to be worse.
That's good to think about.
And that actually came up a lot. Like, someone would have a bad 30 minutes. You feed, you maybe change up what you're eating or drinking, and then all you're going to do is your next 30 minutes. And then you're just going to, like, regroup. It's always your quick regroup. And then so that was super good to think about.
I like that advice. Because conditions change, what you see changes, your body changes, so frequently, and you don't want to make the decision based on how you're feeling during that 30 minutes.
What if your next 30 minutes isn't worse than your last one? Like, for me, it was like, when it got really dark and really cold, I thought, well, the sun is going to be up and it's going to get a little warmer. So I went to that a lot. There's a lot of other things.
Ryan's always really helpful. I met him recently, and I contact him a lot just to kind of feel out the thought of channel swimming and to get some questions answered. And he's always willing to answer and mentor and gives great advice.
And I just think that the swim community here is like that, and they're just kind of carrying on where Linda left off. All the information sharing,
passing the torch.
So that, it was incredible. After I talked with Ryan, I thought I was ready. I thought I had enough food. I had to go shopping again. And if I wouldn't have had enough, hydration or food for all those stops. So that really helped. Gave me a swim cap, Desitin, everything. So that was all 2 days. And then the day of the race, when we were here swimming, Halloween, ran into Lecty, and that's something here in the parking lot. Same thing, channel swimmer, inspirational.
Yeah.
She was, you know, very supportive, and I just think, you know, in a way, I think, yep, Linda Kaiser. Let me just keep sending you prep.
Yep.
So
she's sending you all the people you need.
Yeah. So I was very thankful, and I think when I would wake up after the swim, like thinking about that, it was all about like all these people and how they all had such good advice.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all played a part in that. That was all fate. So 3 ups and 3 downs from your swim. So basically the 3 worst things, and then we're going to end it with the 3 best things. It can be anything.
Okay. Well, the worst were the man o' war.
Yeah.
And I was very cold at night.
Okay.
What else was worse? Getting out. It was bad. The 3 best things.
3 best parts.
I did like swimming off of Molokai. Was fun because that was kind of, everything was different about that beach.
Yeah.
And
was the reef different there?
I didn't see any reef. There was shore break, but I just kind of was super careful getting in and out.
Yeah.
You could tell the sand is different.
Yeah.
But so it was a new experience.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I did love seeing the moonrise over Molokai.
Yeah.
Actually, it took me a while to even figure out what it was, because you have Molokai and then you have the mountains behind it.
Oh.
And then it was like a sunrise.
Yeah.
So the moon came up. It was so bright. That was pretty cool. I liked the morning swim till we hit the man o' war, because the water was warm. It was super deep blue. The sun rays went through the water.
Yeah, that's always pretty spectacular.
Yeah, and I felt good. I felt fine, and that was cool. And then it was really nice. Finishing when you're so tired, right? Yeah. And having a 2 channel swimmers swimming in. That was, seeing Ryan and Stefan. And you're like, hey, you got to dig deep.
Yep.
You got to pull your stroke together. And so that was really cool, and seeing all my swim partners.
Yeah.
Because that was such a surprise.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
But it was super cool.
That was an exciting moment to be there, and there were a lot of local people there that just seemed excited by the spirit. I don't know if they knew what was going on. Some of them maybe did, but they were applauding and they were really excited for you also.
Yeah, that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting something completely different on a beach.
Yeah. But that was a pretty spectacular way to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And more memorable than just walking out on a beach.
Yeah.
So I asked you this question as you were walking to the car in your bathing suit that evening, and your answer was one and done. Because I've mentioned channel swimming before, and hey, you want to maybe do this, and your answer that night was one and done.
Right.
What is your answer now?
I don't know.
Shorter ones?
Yeah, maybe shorter ones. Like Maui,
What would be the reason to not?
The biggest, the man o' war.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
But you lived through it.
Yeah.
The pain is gone.
Yep.
The scars remain.
Yeah. Because nothing hurt. And I was never at a point where I was too tired to go on.
Yeah.
But I did the sunburn and probably the man o' war.
Yeah. So what's next?
I'm going to go back to swimming some designs.
I was thinking about it yesterday, and I think we can find some patterns for the 12 Days of Christmas. I wanted to plant that seed.
Good.
So, well, I want to thank you for chatting with me. I know I've learned a lot. I know that our whole swim community is going to learn a lot and will be better off just because of you and because of the experience you had and passing all that information on. So thank you.
Kelly.
Any last words? Any last thank yous?
It was a great adventure. And there was so many people that gave me so much good information. It was amazing. I can't imagine. And it's been an incredible year. It's been a horrible year, but then a lot of things have come out of it.
It's been an interesting year, and there are horrible aspects and peculiar aspects, but at the end of the day, there's been, I know for myself personally, there's been some things to come out of it that I wouldn't have that experience if it hadn't been for the change this year. So it was a reset for sure in a lot of ways. But I know for ocean swimming, it really opened up my ability and pushed me a lot more. So I'm appreciative for that. For the
I have to be thankful for those things. You know, if we wouldn't have been, stay at home with pools closed, morning swimming, being able to swim when I normally would be commuting. Shouts out to my boss, not sending us back to the office. Just saying, if you want to swim, swim. Don't care when the sun starts coming up later. You want to log in later, log in later. Totally supportive. And if we wouldn't have been at stay at home and having, meeting new swim partners and being able to drop in people that I might not see because they swim with UH Masters or Oahu Club, but all these different swim groups really being able. We're staying small. We're still swimming now in very, small groups. But it's a melding of the swim groups and seeing people you normally wouldn't see, and an opportunity to train with people that you would not normally see because they're all at different workouts. So out of anything that's, good that's happened, I don't think I would have done Kaiwi if it wasn't COVID year. COVID times,
and I think some of my favorite ocean swimming memories have come from this year, and just being out in the water with two other people, just learning and laughing and soaking in the moment and appreciating that we've been able to be out there, and we wouldn't have had that otherwise. So and it's been fun to find your pod and train with them and come across swimmers that you might not have otherwise been in that water with, but you learn so much from them.
So super thankful for this community.
Me too. All right. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and I learned a lot.
Thanks, Kelly.